Two, one. All right. Welcome, everybody. Welcome back to the Mr. Rent Your Own Homes podcast. I am Dominic Danino, aka Mr. Rent Your Own Homes. Today, we are joined by Giovanna Danino and James Brown, investor agents, one from Phoenix and one from the Denver market. And in today's episode, we're going to be talking about how realtors or agents are closing an additional 1 to 2 deals per month working through our rent to own program. And then we're going to break down some numbers. We're going to dive a little deeper into it. And if you're watching us from wherever you are, we're broadcasting to YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. If you have any questions, pop your questions in. We'll try to answer them as we go. So welcome, guys. Thanks for joining me.
Thanks.
Right on. Glad to be back.
Cool. So for those of you who don't know Giovanna or James, I'm going to have them tell you a little bit about themselves and get up to speed on the team, and then we'll dive deep into the topic. So let's start with Giovanna.
Hi, Giovanna. Well, hi, everyone. I'm Giovanna Danino. I'm a real estate investor, licensed agent, and basically what I do is I spend most of my days talking to other agents and how they can benefit from our rent-to-own program. So I am very excited to chat about that today and explain a little bit more and go into depth of how we can partner with other realtors and how they can add an added 6 figures to their salary this year.
Ditto on that. Yeah, do the same thing, helping agents and lenders understand how they can help clients and do it the right way. There's different ways, different companies that do rent to own. So I always want to emphasize doing it the right way and actually helping clients getting through the process. So
yep,
we'll dive into a lot of that stuff in shows in the future. But right now we just want to show people how do they make money.
Yeah. So, I mean, you brought up a topic there about doing it the right way, right? So yes, there's definitely a lot of programs out there. So since we're already talking about that, right? Why don't you go ahead and explain to people when you say doing it the right way, what do you mean by
that? Well, I could dive in pretty deep on that, but we just want to make sure that end buyer that we're all working together to help can actually buy the house. And so really the key to that is making sure we know where they're at right now, why they can't qualify for a loan, what they're going to have to do to get a loan. And a big key to that is working with a lender like Dominic. For people that don't know, he is a lender. So he's got the background to really dive in and figure out why somebody can't qualify and what's going to take. So
yep.
That answer the question?
Yeah, absolutely. Right. So the way I like to present it is we want to set up people to succeed, right? We don't want them to fail. There's a lot of other companies out there that are doing rent to own, and they technically don't really care whether they get the house or not at the end, right? Some of them are hoping that people fail so they can just take back the house and do it all over again, and it becomes an ATM for them. That's definitely not what we do. Our goal is for people to get to the finish line. And if somebody isn't ready or committed or isn't willing to put in the work to get themselves to the finish line, then they're definitely not going to be a fit for our program. That's not who we want. Yep. We don't want houses. We don't want to take back houses. We want people to complete the process, get their own financing at the end of the program, and then move on with their lives. And then we can move on with ours and help more people. Right?
Absolutely. 100%. I think that the beauty about our program is that we, right off the bat, we set people for success, right? There's no point in setting anyone up for failure because they're not the only ones failing. We are also failing. So what we're trying to create is a win-win for everyone. So absolutely.
Yeah, it's just a better business model. And we've made the decision clearly that, hey, it doesn't serve anybody to just put them into a house that we know they're not going to be able to afford, or they're not a fit, or they're not committed, and or somebody say, hey, I just want to be a renter, but I want to, test drive. It's like, no, this is definitely not the program for that, right? And not everybody's, entitled to be a homeowner per se. We want to help as many people as possible, but reality is some people need to be stay as renters for now, and maybe down the road their life situation changes, and maybe they're committed and say, you know what, this is the location, this is the property that I want. It's the right fit, the right school district, the spouse, the kids, the dog loves it, and then that's the right property, right? If it's not the right property, then definitely or right location or wherever it may be, then it's not going to be a fit. We don't want to put somebody into something that they're not fully committed to. So yeah, definitely.
Yep.
All right, so to the topic at hand, right? So let's start with Giovanna. You want to kind of explain it. So somebody says, hey, how is it that realtors can close an additional 1 to 2 deals per month with your rent-to-own program? What do you say?
Well, basically, what they would need to do is they could either be working with someone who's not able to secure traditional financing right now, or maybe someone that they worked with in the past 24, 36, even 36 months. So if they can go back and find out, hey, were you able to resolve whatever prevented you from securing traditional financing back then? If they say, no, I'm still working on it, but I'm interested in coming back to the buying market. That's a good possibility of creating a lead that way and trying to revive some of these dead leads, or obviously just reaching out to me or James in his market, right? And finding out how can we help anyone that they are working with who's not able to secure traditional financing. So for example, in Phoenix, if we want to go very conservative as far as a commission, let's say we're going with 2%. So if I'm getting paid 2% of an average of $450,000 property, right? The commission would be about $8,500. So if I was to multiply 8,500, so that's just one potential rent to own client. If you multiply that by 12 months, that gives you 6 extra figures outside of your traditional buy-in and listing that you work with other clients. So this is an added bonus for these type of clients that, we talk to them all the time. We encounter these clients all the time. They're not able to secure traditional financing. So this is a great opportunity for agents.
You gave the punchline away. You got a little bit ahead of yourself there, right?
I know, I'm getting really excited.
Okay, we got to wait for the joke first before we give the punchline, okay?
Hey, this is the beauty of it.
We got plenty of time to dive deep into those numbers. Right? When we get dive deep, it's like, okay, James, you and I are out, and let's just let her take over here. All right.
That's it. The bullet points are right here. That's the beauty of the program.
Oh, geez.
Right, well,
do we have a sibling?
Before we go into the numbers, I'm going to let James talk about it, and then we'll dive into the numbers.
We got a sibling rivalry going on here. What's going on? Jeez.
The Daninos are very competitive, James.
Yeah, you're passionate. Passionate.
They're very.
That's when you see all the hand gesture, and all the hand moving. You see that? I can't talk without moving our hands. All right, James, you tell us.
The Latino and Italian in us.
Yeah.
All right, buddy. You tell us what's how are agents working with you and doing 1 or 2 more deals per month using rent to own?
Well, just if they've got somebody that can't qualify, they reach out to us.
Sure. So let me. I think let's point out 3 things, and I kind of have them down here, right? First one is currently, right? If you have any new clients that you within the last 30 to 60 days have been told no by a lender, your preferred lender has said no, they don't qualify because of this, and this. This could be a solution. 2, if this is the first time you've heard of this, maybe in your pipeline, go back 24 months, 36 months, because now you've got another option for them, and it opens the door for a new conversation with those clients, right? Sometimes it's kind of a little bit awkward if you're an agent and just calling former clients that you couldn't get into a home. You're a little bit embarrassed. Maybe they're not liking you very much because you said no and your lender said no, but they think it's your fault, right? When in reality it's not. It's their situation that's keeping them, right? So you're kind of like, I don't know. I'm reluctant to call these people because well, they're going to yell at me or whatever, right? This gives you the opportunity to open the conversation again and say, you know what? I know 18 months ago we had this issue with the lender because you couldn't qualify because of this and this and this. But here's what I just learned. I have a new option that potentially could help you get into a home. Let's talk about your situation now. Well, remind me, refresh my mind and say, hey, what was it that the lender said that was keeping you from getting financing? They're going to tell you, right? It's like, oh, okay. Now you as the agent, while you're doing your CRM or whatever your notes you're taking, probably should know why they were turned down, right? You should be keeping track of that if this is your follow-up system, right? If you're not doing that, you should be doing that for your clients, right? Even if you got to do it manually with a notepad or whatever, right? You should know that. But if you don't, opportunity to open the conversation, ask those questions, and kind of dial them down, like figure out, oh, okay, and see what was it truly? Is it something that could be a potential fit for a rental program, or maybe not, right? Or give them the opportunity to say, you know, I have a credit repair company potentially, right? Or you have a CPA or somebody that needs to work with them, or potentially an immigration attorney, right? So you as an agent should be building those relationships outside of just a lender and a buyer, right? You should be building relationships with all these other sources or partnerships that could potentially benefit from your service and vice versa, right? That's another way to generate business. If you're sending stuff to CPAs or attorneys, divorce attorneys, I know James got his book, right? James got the book on divorce. But if you're sending to attorneys, say, hey, I have this client that's had this situation, or you give that to the client and follow up with them, or you reach out to that relationship and say, hey, I got a potential lead for you that they need this fix. You reach out to them. Think about it. What more value could you possibly give, right? So those people are going to be looking at you as an expert too. They're going to look for you as a resource for potential business for them. And as you build that relationship, I wouldn't say you should expect, but in reality, this business is a relationship business. So they're going to see, hey, you add value to me, and I'm going to add value to you, because those people are potentially going to have some leads for you, right? So you should be working that side of the business as a lead generation. It isn't just the immediate, it's the long term. You got to put in the work for the long term. Otherwise, you're going to be like 40% or almost 50% of the agents that have gotten out of the business because it's not the same. The market has changed, and you got to act differently, work differently. Yes, it's going to take a little bit of effort, but think about it, right? As the market shifts, and let's say we get busier again, race drop, whatever, right? The people that are still in the industry that are going to be going to have lasting power are going to be the beneficiaries of when we get this new uptrend in the market, right? But you got to do all this extra work. It isn't extra work. You really should be doing it. It's really you're cultivating lead sources, right? Building relationships, people that you work well with, so that when you add value to them, they add value to you. So that's number 2, right? So immediate clients going through your pipeline. While you're going through your pipeline, you're adding value to other people that could potentially send you leads, right? And then definitely last but not least is how about yourself, right? How about yourselves? So we know for all of us that are self-employed, especially agents and so forth, right? Maybe you're fit for a rental program. Maybe you've been looking. Maybe maybe you've been looking, or maybe, right? Because we as self-employed have a harder time documenting our income, or maybe we haven't filed the taxes, right? So the inside the box lending isn't always a fit for us that are self-employed, right? And so having these additional tools to help you, not just you personally, but your clients, right? It's another tool in your tool belt. How about not just the ones that you just have worked with over the last 6 months or even as far back as 36 months? How about you being the only person in your market that is offering this solution, right? What if you just started marketing on your social media, right? However you advertise, however you get lead sources, if you generate leads from social media, your posting, your Instagram, how about you started offering, hey, I have another solution for you. How about rent to own? If you've been turned down by a lender, I may be just the solution for me. Call me, Joe or Susie agent from so-and-so. This is my number. How about you started marketing that? How many more leads could you potentially get? You're offering something that no other agent probably in your market is offering, right? Who else is hearing of rent to own these days, right? Not many people. All the presentations that we do, we ask the agents, hey, anybody else is doing any rent to own? Have you been doing any rent to own? Have you heard of any rent to own? There was a couple of the big lenders, and on another episode, we'll get into those other companies they're doing, and they're kind of a little bit out of the business right now, right? They're afraid of what's going to happen. So anyway, so how about you present that opportunity in your marketing where new potential leads can come in and say, hey, what is this rent to own thing you got going on, right? Those could turn into traditional loans, right? So somebody says they hear rent to own, but maybe they don't realize that they do qualify for traditional financing, and that's okay. Yep. You want them to do that, and then there's potentially a client right there for you, right? Or somebody says, right, what's going to draw them out is, hey, what is this rent to own? And then it's for you to probe and ask the questions and kind of do the consultative sales, right? See how you can help them, right? And they're going to reach out to you because they're going to see you as the expert in this because you're about the only people that are offering this in your market, right? There's not too many people that are doing this. So anyways, what do you guys think about those ideas?
Yeah. I know there's a couple, it's like a small brokerage and like an independent guy kind of in my area that are doing that, but they're the only ones, you know, you Google search for rent own, a couple pop up.
Yeah. They're having very little reach by themselves, right? So the opportunity is there. This is something that it's, very few people talk about because they don't even know that it's possible. But then, agents don't know that it's possible, right? And then there's a few agents that I've worked with some of the other companies that we know about, right? But depending on your market, they may not be those companies may not even be buying in those markets right now.
Right. A lot of them
pulled out. Right? You've gotten the letter, right? Yeah. So, anyways, Giovanna, any thoughts on that?
Yeah, actually, you brought up a really good point. The partnerships that we build as agents is also very important because we're not only trying to provide solutions for our clients, right, our buyers and sellers, but the partnerships that we create with, like James mentioned, divorce attorneys, credit repair businesses, financial planners. There's a multitude of other venues in which we could actually connect with potential clients. So building and nursing those partnerships is very important.
Yeah, absolutely. James, you want to plug in the divorce book? You got it handy?
The workbook?
The divorce book.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Oh.
No, I was giving James an opportunity to plug his book in.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go, James.
Yep.
We're talking about it, might as well plug it in.
Yeah. Right? It's funny.
Anybody looking to get divorced and needs a book on how to do it, there you go.
Or just have it handy just in case. You never know.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, I'm working on one for like inherited properties too right now. So
if they want to get a copy of your book, they just reach out to you. You're going to send them a free copy?
Yeah.
They just got to pay the shipping or something?
Yep, I'm putting together.
Is it on Amazon yet?
I'm putting a digital version together too.
Okay. Yep. Cool. Yeah, there you go.
Yep.
Right. Oh. So, anyways, yeah. So let's break down the numbers, and then I think last episode we talked a little bit about the divorce thing, right? But Funny because in our last presentation at a local title company for agents and lenders, there was a situation where somebody had a client that potentially could be a fit because of the divorce situation. That the judge requires them to split up the assets, right? And there's equity in the property. They have to sell the property, so each party gets a portion of that equity. But as we talked about last week, what's happening is while they're in that dispute, neither side is wanting to make any payments on their credit cards or the car loan or whatever, and now they're ruining their credit. Now they don't qualify for traditional financing after all the divorce is done.
Yeah.
Right? But they do have equity or they do have money. So those kind of clients could be a fit for our rent-to-own program. So that way they have an opportunity to get back on track, fix those derogatory items on their credit. But they do have the assets for the down payment and potentially, they should be working, obviously. So just because you have bad credit through a situation doesn't keep you getting financing if you're able to document your income and or put down a down payment. Anyway, so let's get into some of these numbers as it relates to value from getting an additional 1 or 2 deals per month. So what's the average price point there in your market, James?
600 grand, give or take, depending on the city.
Yep. So should we say Denver Metro is about 600?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So the median here in Maricopa County, Phoenix Metro, Greater Phoenix, called Scottsdale, Glendale, East Valley, or just general Maricopa County, there's roughly about 450, right? Yeah. So depending on your markets, for wherever you may be located there, agents. So think about it. What would one or two more deals per month do to your business, right? So I know we're probably a little bit on the higher end, right? But let's just take even 300,000, right? What would that do to your business? And let's say you were getting the buyer's agent's commission. Let's say it was just 2% on 300,000, right? So for one deal, right, 2% on 300,000, that's 6,000 per deal, right? So think about your average commission in your market.
Yep.
Right. If you just do one to two, so 6 to 12 on a 300,000 price point market, just getting 2%, right, over a 12-month period, right? Even if you took the low end, that's $72,000. So 72,000 to 140, 50,000, somewhere in that range, right? So 70 to 150. You're going to be pretty close to almost 6 figures, right? 6 figures in additional commission on clients that don't qualify for traditional financing, clients that you can't monetize right now because they don't qualify. But through our rent-to-own program, you can still get paid on your turned down clients. How amazing is that? Right? Absolutely. What would an additional $70,000 to $150,000 a year do to your business, to your life, to your financial situation, especially in this market where transactions are down, right? Transactions are down because rates are a little bit higher, right? Less buyers are qualifying for traditional financing, but now you have an opportunity to offer them something that nobody else is. What do you guys think about that? What an additional? What if I gave you guys a check for $70,000 to $150,000? How would that?
Absolutely, I'd be happy every day, all day long. Right?
I'll send you my wire info right now.
Yeah. Just say ACH, right? Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it really.
So think about it. Yeah. I think it's important to just, instead of just saying, hey, 1 or 2 deals, whatever, but let's breaking it down into real numbers, real life numbers for any agents out there that potentially work the system, right? Offer the product, talk about it, run through their pipeline, build those relationships, be the go-to person in their office. Say, hey, what? How about all the agents that have left the industry? If you have friends in the industry or friends that used to be in the industry, right? or friends that are not active anymore because they went back to a W-2 job because they're not doing any transactions anymore, but they're your agent friends. What if you went to them and said, hey, you got your pipeline somewhere? What are you doing with that? Do you mind if I work those leads? Maybe I can call them, and if I get something out of it, then we can work out something, right? Well, how much more leads instead of trying to attain new leads? How about working the leads that you already have, right? Working the leads that your coworkers have that are not working those leads, right? Or the ones that have left the industry, or be the go-to person in your office and say, hey, what are you guys doing? Your turnaround leads, give it to me. Let me work them. I'll call them, right? A lot of agents don't want to be doing a lot of cold calling. They don't want to do follow-up, right? People are just not wired that way. But hey, if you take the initiative, right, that's really what it's going to take to succeed in this market, is to add value in multiple ways with relationships. And this is all relationship building, right? Whether it's in-house or out-house, right? Or outside of your immediate sphere, right? So build those relationships. Hey, let me work your leads and we'll work it out, right? Or, hey, you let your license expire, right? I think I read a stats. I think somebody was saying, hey, about like 40% of people did not renew their licenses.
Was it 40?
Yeah, about 40% did not renew their license.
Damn.
Right? So, hey, right, if you work at a big office or an office that has a lot of agents in it, some of those people have left the industry. You probably haven't seen them since, I don't know, since last summer. Right? Reach out to them and say, hey, I know you're not in the industry anymore. Like, do you mind if I work your leads?
That's a great idea. I'm taking notes.
Yeah, there you go. Easy CRM. There's leads, right? They clearly want to buy. It isn't you got to generate new leads for somebody that's not interested in buying. How about the ones that already reached out, raise their hands and say, hey, I'm interested in buying, but they've been told no. Right? So there's some value add for you guys right there. Right? Write that down. That's that should be a 25K right there, because that should get you 1 or 2 deals right there, right? If you work that pipeline for the next 12 months.
The time is now.
Yeah.
To call.
Yeah, absolutely.
The time is now to make those phone calls, people. Yeah.
Right. New year, new goals. You got to be motivated. You got to think a little bit different. Bring a different solution to the marketplace. Stand out. Be different. Don't be just another commodity. And when I say another commodity, is no, you don't want to be known as just another agent. No offense. You guys are my friends. Don't be just another agent, right? Because clients see you in social media. Oh, they're doing the little video of the new build house or the walkthrough or the 2-1 buy down or the down payment assistance program. But when you do that, you're doing the same thing that everyone else is doing. So you're commoditized. Basically, what I say is, I could throw a rock and hit an agent, right? Because there's so many. There's so many, right? I think I read the stats last year. There was more agents in our market than there were listings. Right? So, what are people doing?
Yeah.
Right?
So everybody knows an agent.
There's more agents than there are transactions. So what are you doing? What are you doing to stand out? What are you doing to be different? Right? Don't be another commodity. What is your value proposition as the term is? What is your value proposition to be different and provide something that nobody else is doing? This is wide open. You're getting on the ground floor if you start doing this.
I was talking to an agent yesterday, and she was sharing with me. She said, Giovanna, I've already done all the videos, and for the new builds, I've already done the wholesaler videos. I've already done the videos in the backyard showing the pool. I've already done all those videos, and I have gotten 0 leads. I need something different. Tell me about this rent to own, because I don't know what else to do. I am considering leaving the market because I can't bring any leads, right? So I told her this is the perfect time to start reaching out to those 24, 36 month clients that were turned down back then. They could be coming back to the buying market right now. Maybe they have saved up more money for the down payment. It's just a matter of conversation. Reach out to them and open up doors for communication. You'll get a better idea whether they're ready for this program now, or maybe 3 months down the road, or maybe just not even now, maybe next year. We don't know until we have that conversation. So yeah, one more tool to the tool belt, right? Because if we are boxing ourselves on how to help someone who can buy traditionally or how to help someone list, and that's all that we know how to do, I don't know about you guys, but I would not make any money. I would not be able to pay my bills. So we just cannot rely. The market's not, it's not conducive right now to just be in the box.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Here, let me give you a little pro tip or a little suggestion, a little more marketing, right? I love talking about the different ideas of the way to market, not just our program, but just in general, kind of thinking as it relates to marketing. So some of you agents out there have a lot of Facebook friends of other agents. I see it out there, right? Sometimes I get, agent follows, friend requests, and I see, but I also see who all of their friends, and a lot of their friends are other agents, and that's okay. You should be building relationships, right? Because that's part of the business, networking when you go to your events, right? But as I mentioned, probably a good bunch of those people have left the industry. What if you just posted on your Facebook page and said, "Hey, who has not uh, extended their license this year? Who's a former agent that's not extended their license, or who's not active right now in their license? Reach out to me. Maybe we can work something out, or let me work your leads and I can pay you, or some format, right? Your friends, you got a lot of agent friends on Facebook. Post some version of that. It's like, hey, who's not active in the market? If you're a former agent or you're an agent and you're not active in the market, I'd like to have a conversation with. Reach out to me, DM me. I have a proposition or something that we could work out, right? A way to kind of get some money in your pocket.
Yeah,
right?
Love it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, I mean, if everybody that's still in the industry reaches out to everybody that just left the industry, think of the potential leads you could additionally add, right? And then just open it as a conversation. They're already friends of yours. It's not like you're cold selling them, right? It's not like somebody outreach to them, some random Joe, right? They're your friends on Facebook. Then they're going to know you're an agent. And if they left and they're like, yeah, I'm not doing anything with that because I went back to a W-2 job or doing something else. Like, I'm not working this. Go ahead. No, work the leads. Help them as much as you can, right? And if you have left the industry as an agent, right, you should want your former clients or clients that you couldn't help or the people that you interacted in the industry to be helped by somebody, especially people that you trust, right? Sure. Especially people that you trust, especially friends in the industry. Hey, I know Joe, I know Susie, I know they're really good agents, they're good people. Yeah, I don't mind giving them my clients and have them reach out and see if they can help, right? Yeah. That's where the value comes in.
Yep. Then if they come back to the industry, some do.
That's right.
There's some goodwill.
Yeah, exactly. You end up coming back. It's like, yeah, exactly, right? They have a great experience. And then vice versa with your colleagues, right? It's like you're adding value and maybe something else comes up and things change, right? So you always want to be building those relationships regardless of where you are at this point in your life and your career. So, yeah. All right. Any additional thoughts there?
No, I think some great information, some great gold nuggets right there for agents who are, on the fence, whether to stay or leave. This is a good opportunity to explore, what other options there are out there for them.
Yeah. So, rates have started climbing back up again, right? So for those of you who do not know, rates have started climbing back again. So I can sort of sense a little bit of nervousness in the market from agents as to, we thought we were going to get the lower rates. The Fed is going to come in and save us. Well, they're not coming. They're not going to lower rates in March. They're not going to lower rates in May. We had a strong inflation report. We've had continuous strong job report. We may not get a rate cut till maybe August, maybe July, August. So we're talking about mid to late summer, right? So if you've been waiting for that to save you, it's not coming. So now what are you going to do, right? You got to make a decision, right? some people are going to have to make those hard decisions and say, you know what, I got to pull the ripcord here and I got to go find something else to do. But before you do that, try this route first. See what you get with that. Put in the effort to do that. Go back through your pipeline. And then for whatever reason that doesn't result in anything, then I guess you can make a decision if you're going to leave the industry or not, right? But for those of you that plan on being in this industry in a year, 2, 3, 4, 5, or whatever, right, you're going to be positioned better in the market in today's environment by being able to offer something different, something that nobody else is offering. So if you have questions, don't hesitate to reach out to James, reach out to Giovanna. Any final thoughts before we start wrapping this up?
No, pretty much for me, I think my contact information is here. I'm always up for a good conversation. So anyone who's curious about how they can partner with me or how they can partner with James, reach out to either one of us. Let's create some opportunities here as we move on to 2024. We know 2023, 2022 has been very challenging. And I believe 2024 is definitely a year of partnerships. So let's help each other grow and continue to move forward.
Yeah, definitely. So, and just because you're not in Phoenix or Arizona or in Colorado doesn't mean we can't help you. We're in other states as well, right? We're doing rent to own in other states as well. We're up to, we're roughly about 12 states right now. We're adding 2 more. Right, so we're going to continue rolling out, and as the demand comes in for different markets, that gives us an impetus to go ahead and open new markets if we need be, right? But if we're not getting any potential clients from those markets, then there's no point in putting in the work to go ahead and roll those out. But currently, yes, we're roughly 14 markets. And reach out to us if you're in any other market, and we'll talk and see, hey, maybe this is a market we want to start up. Potentially, you could be our go-to person, our boots on the ground in that market. You could be the expert, right? So again, a way to build a relationship, right? You could be our expert in that particular market and any deal, so that we can kind of talk a little bit deeper as to how that would work and so forth, how you could represent us as the buyer in that market.
Yep. Absolutely. Right now, so, I'm actually working on a project on reaching out and connecting with New Jersey realtors. So if you're from Jersey and you're watching this video, feel free to reach out. Let's have a conversation.
Yeah, Jersey is one of our newer ones that we're trying to slowly start to roll out there, right? But we need the connections there to go ahead and be able to roll it out. And then if there's a way that we can work together, go ahead and reach out. And even if you just have questions about marketing, I love talking about marketing, how to add value. Follow us on social. And you can just repurpose some of the rent to own content that we put out there, right? So Instagram and Facebook allows you to kind of repost and reuse and just say, hey, look at this rent to own program. Call me. I'm the contact person in our market for this program. You know, my name is so-and-so, my phone number is this, or my email, whatever it is, right? So follow us on social. I am on IG and TikTok. Yes, I am on TikTok now, right? Mr. Rent to Own Homes on TikTok. I am Mr. Rent to Own Homes on YouTube. And also, we have we're going to be rolling out our Spanish channel on YouTube, Mr. Rent to Own Homes en Español. So yes, we speak Spanish too. So that could be a clientele. That if that's your market, if that's your avatar of clients that you serve, we can help them as well.
Beautiful.
So our website is rentoownhomesus.com, or in Spanish is rentaodueño.com. To get more information on our program, you can reach out to me on IG, email me. My contact information and phone number is going to be in the bio and video description, or on our socials. We have James. What's your socials there, James? And if you want to give out your phone number or website or email.
If they're watching, it's Linktree, LINKTR.ee /partner with James Brown. And I got all sorts of links in there.
All right, cool. And Giovanna, one last time.
I could be found very easily on Instagram under Giovanna Buys Houses, and my number is right here at 520-222-6542.
Excellent. Thank you guys for joining me today. Great job on your input and suggestions and your own experiences on working the rental home program. And for all of you out there, thank you for joining us for these minutes here. Hopefully we added some value to your day, gave you some ideas how you can implement a rental home program for your business and see the true value of what this could really mean if you work the system, right? Especially in this time, in this new market. So again, if you have any questions, reach out. Until next time, see you soon. I am Danino, aka Mr. Rental and Homes. See you later. Bye-bye.